Good morning, tremendous Wednesday to everybody. Excited to be with you here this morning, and I'm just now leaving the kids' school. And once a month they have a chapel service at the kids' school, and it's where they recognize sort of student of the month and that sort of stuff. And then once a quarter they recognize honor roll, high honor roll, student of the month. And they also recognize at our children's school, it's a little private Christian school, Extraordinary Christian Character Award. And the basis of that award is the verse in Scripture, Galatians chapter 5, verse 22 and verse 23, where it speaks of the fruit of the Spirit and how one would know, based on one's behavior, that someone is a follower of Christ. And so, as I'm reflecting on that today, leaving, just super proud. 2 of our 3 children were recognized with that today, extraordinary Christian character. And I've told my children throughout the years, as they get various achievements in life and they're striving to get certain recognition in life, whether it's some sort of science project or science fair, whether it's some sort of athletic achievement, whether it's an individual honor or team trophy, whether it's honor roll or high honor roll, that the most important thing to me as their parent, as their father, is that they are recognized for their character. And so to me, that's a big, big, big achievement in our family for what's important to us, for our children to receive that. But I was thinking about that and how it applies to you and your leadership, because to me, one of the reasons I believe that it's so important to me that they are recognized in that way, that others recognize my children that way, it's because it's one thing when my children act good around me and that I'm there in their presence and that they know what my expectations and my standards are, and so that they're behaving in a way that's consistent with that. But it's a whole other thing when they act that way and I'm not around. See, how do my children behave when I'm not around? How do they behave when my wife is not around them? And to me, that's really an example of who they are. And so for you and your leadership, what does that have to do with you and your leadership? Here's what I believe it has to do. I believe the behavior of your team when you're not around speaks volumes about your leadership. In other words, your team's behavior is an example, is a result of the best that you have to provide in your leadership. That's what I believe. And so sometimes I hear leaders complaining or getting frustrated with their team, and they don't like the way their team is acting or behaving or performing. And in my mind, one of the earliest principles that I learned in leadership is their behavior is a reflection of you. And so if you're not happy with your team's performance, if you're not happy with your team's behavior, rather than get frustrated with your team and the individuals on there, I want to ask you a question. What is their performance, what is their behavior have to say about you and your leadership? And see, it's when we look at things from a perspective of, I don't like the way they're behaving, I don't like the way they're responding, I don't like the performance or the results, then it's something outside of us that we're looking to, something that's outside of our control. But when we take ownership of it, we talked a little bit about ownership in leadership on Monday morning's conversation. When we take real ownership of it and say, okay, what do I need to change about my leadership to improve their performance, to change the way they're behaving? When we take ownership of it, then we can really begin to influence people and influence our team at the greatest level. It's my thought for the day. What is it that you can do about your leadership starting today that will show a dramatic impact in the performance and the results and ultimately the behavior of your team in every aspect of them? Think about that today. Look forward to visiting with you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.